been on Madden Online franchise on the Xbox since 2009. And I just want to give them a big shout out. Go to SodenBowl.com and check them out check them out on YouTube. I know that's probably the best Madden players around, so go out there and definitely plug them.
And welcome, Soden Bowl, to a new season of Madden football. Season number 95 is upon us, and we have our Hall of Fame game. I am S. Soden. I'm here with the Alpha Heel 7. We are going to bring this game to you live, the Hall of Fame game, class of 2019. Welcome, Alpha.
What's going on, everybody?
Oh, not too much, man. So Madden 20 is here. We've decided to go ahead and run our annual preseason so we can get a feel for the sliders. But before we do that, we have a very special guest with us today. One of our Hall of Fame inductees, D. Soden 1. He is with us today. What's going on, D?
How's it going, guys? Glad to be here and look forward to watching some of this game.
Yeah, it should be a pretty good one here. We have the Arizona Cardinals and T. Hoyt 51. He travels to play Kylo Ren, as Dan would correct me. And Kylo has the Jacksonville Jaguars. So we have Kyler Murray versus Nick Foles, and this is actually a rematch of Super Bowl 93 in Soden Bowl.
Yeah, you really can't get two better users for this game. This is going to be a great Hall of Fame game to kick off the Soden Bowl season. First off, I want to say congrats to Dan, congrats to Jay Cork. Such prestigious honors to be a part of Soden Bowl history here. But yeah, two great users going at it tonight. I'm excited. This is going to be a great game to kick off our Madden 20 season.
Yeah, so Jay Cork 87, he could not be with us today. He is on vacation. He is muskie fishing right now, so best of luck to you, Jay. Both Jay and D. Soden have been around since day one, back in 2009, when we kicked this thing off when Madden officially launched its online franchise. Both these guys have been instrumental in the success of Soden Bowl. They've helped shape the rules, the format. They've kept me on my toes every year. Jay Cork has traditionally been the Pittsburgh Steelers as much as he possibly could. His best traits, he is a Super Bowl winner. He did win, looks like he won Super Bowl 30, it looks like, 33-14 over the Seattle Seahawks. He did lose 2 Super Bowls, but he's 1-2 in the Super Bowl. But Jay Cork is being nominated not because of his Super Bowl or his winning percentage into the Hall of Fame. He's being nominated because of his ability to take a roster and absolutely turn this thing over and just draft at an absolute excellent level. He always seems to find the late round rookies that can make a difference in his franchise. So Jay Cork has done that year after year after year, and this is a long time coming. So congratulations, Jay Cork 87. Good luck with your muskie fishing. Now, D. Soden 1. D. Soden 1, same thing. He's been around since 09. D. Soden has been a member of staff virtually that whole time as well. So he's donated a lot of time into the success of Soden Bowl. Traditionally, he is the New York Jets. He is a Super Bowl winner and a fantasy football winner. He's won both here with us. He did win the Super Bowl with the New York Jets, and he is the only one to take Mark Sanchez to the Super Bowl and win, and have Mark Sanchez as the Super Bowl MVP. So Mr. Butt Fumble won himself an MVP thanks to D. Soden. D. Soden, what are some of the memories you've got? If you want to look back in Soden Bowl history, what are some of the things that stick out to you, bud?
So looking back at our history, I would have to say that it'd be the rivalries that developed over the last 10 years between myself and you, Sean. We had some heated battles back and forth with the Patriots and the Jets. and it just developed over the last 10 years into an annual rivalry. And then same thing with Seahawks and some of the other owners. We really went at it and had some fun times. And just seeing everybody kind of develop over the last 10 years to fit their games towards the rules that we have in place. In terms of some of the memories, looking back at some of the games that I took part of and going back to that Super Bowl, I just remember being down in the fourth quarter late in that game, putting together a drive and getting myself within scoring distance or within one score to win the game. And I just remember watching the Cardinals roll out with their quarterback, thinking he's going to run all the way with his quarterback. And I was able to come up and hit stick him, turn the football over, picked it up, and was able to win the game after that. I would say that's probably my crowning achievement here in Soden Bowl. So it was a great game, and I'm glad I was able to secure the victory.
Alpha, you have any questions for Mr. Soden?
Yeah, I mean, if you were to pick one, I guess one player from here, who's been your favorite, I guess, like on game player to play as? Is there somebody that's maybe that you started out with that was on the Jets team, or maybe a stud that you drafted? Tell us about one player that kind of sticks out.
Well, looking back at the history, I've had a lot of great players. Of course, with the Jets, you had Darrelle Revis and him, and he was awesome to have. But looking back on it, I would have to say it was Sean Green. Not the best player statistic-wise, not the fastest player, but when I had him, it was basically I was going to lead the league in running every year with him, and he was a tough monster to stop. He just run people over and would go the distance quite often for me. It would be Sean Green by a mile.
That's an interesting selection. Traditionally, when I've played you, we've always been in the AFC East together. There is a couple times where we were in different divisions, but defense always seems at the forefront of your game. One of the best defenses I face year in and year out. Whenever any copy of Madden, it doesn't matter. Your defense always came to play, and from a depth chart standpoint, usually it was pretty lacking. I know you did have Darrelle Revis there for a little while. You tended to draft well, but traditionally that Jets roster has been pretty weak from a roster standpoint, but you were able to elevate that team, and you were always in the top 10 on defense. So it's a little odd for me to see Sean Green as your top player. I thought you might have said Darrelle Revis on that one, but tell us how you were to be able to be so successful from a defensive standpoint.
Study game film. That's part of the reason why I haven't been able to stick around the last couple of years in Soden Bowl was I was able to dedicate myself to gearing my defensive game plan towards the users that I was facing, and just be able to study what they're doing. Taking a couple hours every night, getting online, going through defensive plays, trying to work out different blitz screens and all that stuff, and just really dedicating the time to be a better defensive player. I knew with the Jets going into it that I wasn't going to have an elite passing game with Mark Sanchez or Geno Smith or any of those guys. So I had to kind of develop my defense into a hard-nosed, tough defense, and just go from there. So I just really worked hard on my defense and just hoped to God my running game would keep me in it. And sometimes it did. Sometimes I got my doors blown off, but learned from every experience.
So
I want to know something real quick. I mean, this is kind of for both of you, and for you those that aren't paying attention, they're brothers. How in the heck does Sean like the freaking Patriots and you like the Jets? I don't understand this. Like you guys have. I mean, is this something that maybe one of you picked your team because you wanted to piss the other one off, or how did this come about?
So traditionally, I've stuck with the Boston teams. You look at college, I'm a Boston College fan, diehard. Boston Celtics, Boston Red Sox, Boston Bruins. However, when it came to football when I was younger, I followed players, not teams. So some of the players that I followed included Eric Dickerson. He was a Ram, so I was a Ram fan when he was on the Rams. He went over to the Colts. There was no way in hell I was being a Colts fan. They were horrible. Jeff George and that team was just straight trash. So I started following another player by the name of Boomer Esiason with the Cincinnati Bengals. I became a huge Boomer fan, and he actually went to the New York Jets. And at that time, I decided, you know what, I'm going to follow the Jets, and ever since then, I have. So it was Boomer Esiason that led me to the Jets.
And
Yeah, what's funny about that is people don't know that later in his career he did go to the Jets, and he actually did quite well. He had a pretty decent career there. So
yeah, and of course I'm a Patriots fan because we were both born and raised in New England, Huntington, Massachusetts. So I stuck with the Boston teams. I didn't follow a certain player. My favorite player used to be Drew Bledsoe with the Patriots, and I did not like Tom Brady. His first season, the Super Bowl winning season, I didn't like him. Even right up until the Super Bowl, I thought Drew Bledsoe was going to be the man. He come in and won that championship game against Pittsburgh. I thought for sure he was going to be the Super Bowl quarterback, and I was going to get to watch Bledsoe win a Super Bowl because he lost one versus the Packers like 5 or 6 years before that. But so yeah, I've always been a huge Patriots fan. Sox, Bruins, Celtics, Boston guy, Boston College. Pretty much anything Boston. We have about 3 minutes until kickoff here. So again, D Soden, feel free to stick around with us through the broadcast. Chime in when you want. We're going to get this show on the road. It looks like both teams are on the field right now. So we got about 2 minutes until kickoff. Any last comments, Alpha, before we head down to the field?
Well, it's been a pleasure hearing some of the stories Dan has went over. I do have one last question. So guys that are listening right now, maybe this is their first year in Soden Bowl. Do you have any, I guess, like wise words that you can give them on how to be successful in this league?
Yeah, take each game one at a time. Don't get frustrated with any of the Madden gimmicks that happen out there, the animations. Stick with it. Just continue to get better. If you get blown out, so be it. Learn from the game, and just keep developing your game. Even when you're somebody like the Jets or the Cardinals, I know are going to be a tougher team to beat. Just keep at it. Keep working at it, and keep drafting. Well, you never know what'll happen.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's a very good point, Dan. And we look forward to you coming back sometime here when you're not so busy at work, and we can get you back into the league. So that would definitely be something really cool. So, guys, it looks like it is game time. So we are going to go ahead and head down to the field here.
I need to have coverage there. Do you know I cannot find their link.
So it is... We are down on the field right now. We are paused. I'm going to go ahead and post that Twitter or that Twitch for you. It is... Why?
Is it Kylo or is it...
There you go.
Oh, okay. Who? I was like, I'm following someone that's Yakov12, and I'm like, who is this guy?
Well, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the field. I'm going to go ahead and give the word here so these guys can get this game underway. And we will be live, and this will officially kick off our Madden 20 season. We have the Arizona Cardinals with Kyler Murray, T. Hoyt at the helm versus the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm excited, man. This is our first game of the year. Show some excitement, Soden. First game for the Madden 20 cycle. Such a great video game this year. I'm excited. I'm honestly, I got some, my hair on my arms is raised up, man. I've got goosebumps. This is going to be awesome. First game of the year. I'm excited to see the X Factors, too.
Yeah, it should be very interesting. Looks like the Arizona Cardinals are going to get the ball first here. They have the ball on the 40-yard line. And they give us to Johnson on the outside. Looks like a gain of 4 here. So 2nd down and 6 for the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, and if you remember last year on the Super Bowl, he really liked to utilize, Kylo Ren liked to utilize those outside runs, and it was given T. Hoyt fits. So it's going to be very interesting to see if that's his game plan going into this game for this young quarterback and taking some of the momentum and pressure off his shoulders.
And there's a give to Johnson. He goes up the middle, off tackle. Good gain. He's already got 17 yards rushing so far. First down and 10 for the Arizona Cardinals. T. Hoyt is on the move.
Yeah, when you've got a running back like David Johnson and you're paying him all that money, you have to put the offense on his shoulders. Expect a tight running game from the Cardinals this year, not even just in this game, but I think even in the upcoming season.
Looks like Murray's back in the gun here. He's got Johnson flanked to the right. Back to pass. He's going to throw it out to Johnson. Nice gain on the play and great user switch. Kylo Ren takes control of Ramsey on that one, and I think he saves a touchdown.
Absolutely saves a touchdown, shed the block off the receiver, but you notice that he has gone to this veteran running back every single play thus far. If you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, you're going to have to keep an eye on this guy.
Murray back to pass again. Plenty of time. He's going to throw over, and it's knocked away, almost intercepted by Jalen Ramsey on the outside there. Now, if you look at Kylo Ren, he is actually using the safety on that play. So a little bit of a change up from Madden 20.
Now, when you first saw that route, it looked like he was wide open, but you notice that Kyler Murray underthrew that ball, and he's lucky that it was not intercepted. You know, especially with the speed that Ramsey has over Fitzgerald, when you're playing against a defense like this, you have to be aware of the playmakers on the field. He's lucky that wasn't taken back for a pick six.
Yeah, Jalen's such a tough weapon out there. D. Soden, if you're still with us, being a user of Darrelle Revis, how similar do you think Jalen Ramsey is to the days of you using Revis?
So, man, Revis is a purebred, man. I can't compare him to Ramsey. People wouldn't even throw to Revis when I had him.
Revis Island.
Yeah, I threw most of my interceptions every year to Revis and D. Soden.
Yeah, I think you're about the only one that challenged me with him. Other than that, people just went to Cromartie or Kyle Wilson.
And that's a big gain on the play. Gain of 8 for Johnson. Johnson off to a fantastic start so far. We have
I'm surprised that the Jacksonville Jaguars are not. They're still getting beat by this guy. They've got a pretty good front four. I'm surprised that they're not able to eat up this offensive line of the Cardinals.
Kyler Murray again back in the gun. 3rd down and 2. Looks like he's going to step up, and he takes a shot, and he fumbles the football. Picked up by the Jaguars, our first turnover of the Madden 20 season.
Absolutely great play by Kylo Ren. He saw the hesitation from Kyler Murray and was able to break on the ball very quickly with that safety and make that perfect stick hit with Harrison. You've got to hold the ball down. You got to slide.
And we have Nick Foles and a Jacksonville Jaguar. He pulls the ball down. RPO on the play. Lee makes a move, and he is off to the races down the sideline all the way up to the 49-yard line. Huge play for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, Foles made a great play there. If you notice that defense, they were closing in on that run. With these new RPOs that Madden has unleashed, he was able to make that pass play. So that was a great play by Kylo.
Yeah, fantastic read on that one, too. So Foles is under center here. Single back formation. Toss to Fournette on the outside. Makes a move and gets the edge and gets the first down and more. Gain of 14 for Fournette.
Yeah, Fournette, what a great outside run. Fournette's got a lot to prove this year, especially with this lower Madden rating. He is not happy. Expect for him to have a great game and even a better season.
Yeah, so the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2 plays are across midfield. Play action. Foles is going to throw, checks it down, and we have a fumble. Ball is on the field, and the Arizona Cardinals pick it up. He checked down to what looked like the fullback or the tight end on that play, and he got pulverized as soon as he caught the ball.
Almost has been a very big problem with this Madden. Expect that to be patched very soon. But in the meantime, these user hit sticks, you cannot go right at a defender and try to truck them or, press your luck. They're going to get the fumble. So we'll see if both of these guys can adapt to that.
And Murray is sacked on the play. Calais Campbell with the sack. His first sack, albeit preseason here. He had no time to pass on that one. Campbell got around the edge, puts a big shot on Murray.
Yeah, and one of the big weaknesses for this Cardinal team is their tackles left and right. Murray's going to have to make quicker decisions if he's going to be able to have a successful first season under this new offense for Kingsbury.
Murray in the gun, Johnson to the right here, and he will drop back to pass. He's got the blitz up the middle, and he gets sacked again. Untouched. Smith comes up the middle and hits him in the face.
At this point, the Jacksonville Jaguars are pinning their ears back, and they're going straight at Murray. They're going to force him to beat him, and until he makes some quicker decisions, they're going to keep sending the blitz.
Murray back in the gun here. Defense flares the line. He will drop back to pass, and Campbell breaks free again. He absolutely throws Murray to the ground on that play.
As soon as he hiked the ball, I was watching Campbell. He came almost untouched. If you are the Cardinals, you have to be worried about what you're seeing out of this offensive line play thus far.
So 4th and 36, of course they punt. He takes a shot on the return there. User hit stick, decent punt, decent field position. Jacksonville Jaguars will take over on the 42-yard line.
That's going to be interesting to see if the Jaguars can kind of shake off the cobwebs after that last fumble. They were driving the ball pretty well before that happened.
Foles comes out in the eye tight. They will. Oh, he went to use the RPO again, and he paid the price on that one. I thought if he would have gave it to Fournette, he may have had a decent run to the outside. He pulls the ball in and gets hit in the face, so sack on the play, 2nd and 12.
And Cardinals are ready for that. You can't keep going to the well and hoping that you're going to keep getting the water. So very bad play by Foles there.
Foles unleashes one deep, jump ball, and he comes down with the catch. Cole on the reception. That is a huge gain. Ball down to the 25-yard line.
Such a beautiful pass in between the safety and the corner. Last year's Madden, you would not be able to make that throw. Very great throw by Nick Foles on that play.
Foles checks it down to O'Shaughnessy on the play, and he gets hit right away. Very reminiscent of the last drive where they fumbled. That defense was waiting for him. Gain of 2 on the play.
Sometimes you have to take what the defense gives you. Even if it's only a 2-yard gain, it's better than taking that sack.
Single back formation, Fournette in the backfield, Foles calling signals. They will pitch it out to Fournette. The defense is waiting. He makes a move, does turn something into nothing on that one. Gain of 1.
A beautiful spin move by Fournette. When you think of Fournette, you really don't think about the finesse that he has, but he does have a pretty legit spin move. And what that was able to do is instead of being minus 2 yards, he was able to gain, put him in a 3rd and 7 situation.
Foles back in the gun here. Calling signals, receiver in motion, and he flips it to the receiver, and he gets nothing. He actually loses 1 yard on the play.
I actually like the play call, but he had to go. If he would have went past that block, that tight end block, he probably would have had a first down on that, but he ran right into his blocker. You got to be aware when you're a veteran receiver on a contender like the Jags.
And the Jaguars settle for a field goal on that one. 3-0 Jacksonville. They kick it off deep back to Arizona. Cooper takes it out of the end zone, and he gets crushed at the 20-yard line. So we are about to head into the second quarter here already. 6 seconds left in the first quarter. D. Soden, what do you think of the game so far?
I think it's been interesting how both teams have kind of come out, run the football, then went immediately away from it to the passing game.
Murray takes the ball here out of the gun. Over the middle, Fitzgerald wide open, makes a move, and he is already up to the 40-yard line.
One thing I want to mention is kind of piggyback off what Dan said. No reason to try to go passing 3 times in a row, especially when your run game is working. These guys have got to settle in and be less predictable.
Murray back to pass, out of the gun. He will step up. He's going to run the ball. First down, slides down across midfield, ball up to the 47-yard line.
Great awareness by the young quarterback. This time he was able to slide. If he's able to do that, he's going to be able to open up so much more out of this offense and try to carry this poor offensive line play on his back.
I would have loved to seen him drop it off to David Johnson there. Johnson could have powered his way for more yardage.
Absolutely. Use the weapons that you have in front of you.
And he checks it down to Johnson on that play. Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9, 7 minutes left in the second quarter. Murray in the gun here. Johnson flanked to the left. Fitzgerald in the slot. He throws the screen and he throws the ball wisely away into the ground on that one. Johnson got hung up in all the traffic.
I like the play call, I have to say. Using the pressure against the Jags. Screens are great for that. And I do like the fact he was able to get the ball away. He could have had a sack, and it could have been a lot worse. We could be talking about 3rd and 15 here.
Murray back to throw, throws it on an out route, and he connects on the play. Great timing throw to the outside. 1st down.
You couldn't have thrown that ball any better. That's exactly why they drafted his quarterback. He was able to develop that relationship, the receiver knowingly falling down, but getting his feet in here. This is going to be a very exciting team to watch this upcoming year.
Single back formation. Murray gives it to Johnson on the outside, trying to get the edge. He does, makes a move, and gets the 1st down.
Must have been listening to Dan, because now he's going back to the run, which now you see them driving the ball pretty effectively. You're not a passing team yet with this offensive line. You utilize your weapons, and that's what they're doing.
Short gain on the play. Johnson already with 39 yards. 2nd down and 8 as they run off tackle to the left. Murray back in the gun. Johnson flanked to the right. Fitzgerald again in the slot. Looks like Kylo Ren's going to control Campbell. He does. Murray checks it over the middle to Fitzgerald, and he makes a move, and he will get the 1st down. 1st down in the red zone.
I would like to see more type of routes like that by Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald's really going to have to help this young quarterback out, not only in this game, but this upcoming season, and be able to do those short timing routes to be able to help him get the ball out quicker. Very good play there. I like Fitzgerald in the slot.
Yeah, I think it's wise as well. Looks like Murray's back in the gun here. Pulls it down. He throws the quick slant, and he completes the pass out to the outside, and a 1st down, 1st and goal.
What is most impressive about this young quarterback is the way that he was able to shake off his 2 horrible drives and really drive the ball down the throats of the Jacksonville Jaguar defense.
The give up the middle, and he almost sneaks in there. Ball down to the 1-yard line, inside the 1, 2nd down and goal. 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
There's absolutely no reason to panic at this point and do something crazy. Pound the ball with your running back. You've got one of the best running backs in the game. Just pound the ball right up. You've only got 1 more yard to go.
Pitch to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona Cardinals. T. Hoyt is on the board.
Very ballsy play by T. Hoyt. A lot of guys don't like to call that play. They just want to pound it up the middle. That could have been either a loss or a touchdown. Very wisely went with that and completely caught the Jags off guard there.
And just a little shout out here, guys. If you are using the chat on YouTube, try to keep it in the same chat there. I'm having a tough time bouncing between the 3 chats. You guys are, I can't keep up with you, so we're going to do our best here. We have a lot of people watching. Last I saw, we were up around 300 viewers, so trying to keep up with you guys as best I can. Give to Fournette on the outside. Fournette with a short gain of 1.
And like the Arizona Cardinals going with the run game, the Jags look like they're going to try to settle in and try the same thing. They've got pretty good tight ends, so why not use these ace formations or these single back formations more?
And to give to Fournette up the middle there, he can't find a hole. Looks like he kind of falls down for a gain of 1, 3rd down and 8.
Honestly, if he could have got around Jeremy Purnell on that, which is the right tackle, he could have had a huge gain on that. But instead, he ran into his offensive lineman. When you're a running back like his caliber, you got to be able to find the hole.
3rd down, 8 yards to go. Foles back in the gun. Fournette flank to the right. He will throw the ball. Looking for the tight end. He throws the flag route complete to Shaughnessy. Huge. He's still rolling down the field. Shakes 2 tackles. And Alford brings him down, ball all the way up to the 13-yard line.
Both teams' defenses have been very aggressive using the zero blitz scheme, and now they made them pay. Being very overly aggressive like that, which the cornerback did, thought he had the interception, but ended up giving a huge yardage on that one.
Foles back to pass, ball on the 13-yard line, and he wisely throws the ball away. 2-minute warning. Those of you watching, stay tuned. Our halftime show will be following the end of the second quarter here. Looks like the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to come out in the shotgun here on 2nd down and 10. They do. Fournette in the backfield. Tight formation. The give to Fournette up the middle. Huge hole on the play. Gain of 8 or 9 on that one. 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, you got to give it to your horse, man. Your bell cow here. He is the reason why the Jags went to the championship a couple years ago. He's your running back that you got to depend on, especially down here close. I would go with him again if I'm the Jaguars.
Foles comes out in the single back formation. Defensive line pinched on this one. Looks like we have a man in motion. And he gives it to the guy on the outside, and he will walk into the end zone. Brilliant call on that one, Alpha.
Very brilliant. I love the play call only because if you watch the Cardinals, they had that middle completely stuffed. They were waiting for that run up the middle. He was able to call the audible. That's why they signed Foles to the contract they did, because of decision-making like that.
Yeah, great play call. Jacksonville takes the lead. 10-7 here. Minute 25 left until halftime. D. Soden, what do you do here if you're the Arizona Cardinals?
I would try something short, see if you can get 7-8 yards, and then if you can, start the drive, go into your hurry-up offense. If not, run the clock out.
Soden, one thing I want to ask you, since you are a very defensive user, if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, you were very impressive against Kyler Murray the first couple drives. Do you continue that aggressive defense going into the second half here?
I do. I keep the pressure on the young quarterback. Hit him anytime he comes out of the pocket. I'm hitting him. It doesn't matter. Make him beat me with his arm. And Murray takes off with the football. He fumbles it. Ball on the ground. Boye picks it up, and he is off to the races. Gets it all the way up to the 15-yard line. That is exactly what you don't want to do if you are the Arizona Cardinals.
And that's exactly why you don't get greedy. You had the first down. Slide, young buck, slide. He's going to have to learn to do that, or he's going to have a lot of turnovers this upcoming season.
And Fournette almost gets tackled in the backfield there, but the Vaseline on his jersey gets him a gain of 4 on the play.
He must have borrowed your stash.
Maybe. Man in motion. Looks like Fournette's going to sprint out to the outside. Foles alone in the backfield. He will throw the football back to pass. Plenty of time. And he throws it right to the defense. He threw it right to the linebacker, Hicks. Hicks is off to the races across the 50, 40, 30. Down inside the 15, 10, 5, and he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals.
That makes me really worried if I am a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. Nick Foles stared down that tight end. The linebacker, all he had to do was get right in front of him, and he was waiting for that. You cannot stare down that. Take the sack and take the 3 points. Now you've let Arizona take the lead when your defense has been playing lights out thus far. You cannot play like Blake Bortles going into the season. That's why they signed a veteran like Foles. Foles, you've got to step your game up.
Yeah, that was just a horrible read. I wonder if he hit the wrong button on that one, because he threw it right to the linebacker. There was nobody around but Hicks. It was bad read. Horrible ending here for the Jacksonville Jaguars to the first half. So Foles will come out in the gun. 30 seconds left. Arizona up by 4. He will throw the football. Plenty of time. Rolling to the right, and he throws a dangerous ball. Looking for Lee again on the outside.
The way that these two defenses have been playing, if I am the Jacksonville Jaguars, I am running the ball and I'm going right into the halftime locker room. I am not throwing the ball and trying to score here. you risk so much more than what the reward is at this point.
Foles throws the football. He connects with Shaughnessy. Foles was nailed on that play. But he does get the football up to the 42-yard line here, so he is about 20 yards away for a potential field goal attempt.
And if you watch the way they're playing, the Arizona Cardinals are just blitzing all out against him. So maybe it is a smart decision to do that.
And he throws a dart down to the sideline. Looks like Lee with the reception again. Ball up to the 38-yard line. 15 seconds left. He gets out of bounds. Jacksonville with one timeout left.
I love it because it's that smash concept where the receiver goes to the outside and you got the guy underneath. Great play there and able to get out of bounds.
And he comes back with another dart down the sideline. This time he drops the football. I'm not sure if he would have got the feet down. 10 seconds left until halftime. Foles in the gun. Nobody in the backfield with him. He is back to pass. And he throws it into coverage and intercepted. Peterson on the interception, and he is running down the sidelines. I don't think anybody's going to catch him here inside the 20. 10, 5, and he will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. That is another pick six, Brian.
This is what I was talking about. You risk so much more by not just running the clock out. Why? I mean, Nick Foles is not the type to sling it downfield. If you have Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, maybe, but not when you have this offense. This offense is not set up for that. I do not like that at all.
And that will bring us into halftime. Nick Foles with the big interception there. I'm not sure what he was thinking.
Yeah, very crazy. I mean, he doesn't have the greatest arm in the world. I do like the pass that he had before, but, I mean, what are you doing? You can't do something crazy like that. You got a decent – you're down 14-10. Your defense has been playing lights out. Give them a chance to win the game for you. Don't put them in a bad situation. So instead of going into the locker room 14-10, now you're going down 11 points. There's no reason to do that.
Yeah, that was a rough ending. I'm surprised. That's what, 2 pick sixes now for the Arizona Cardinals, right?
Yeah, they're off, and if you watch the way they're playing, their offense has been able to drive somewhat, but they've been able to contain Kyler Murray for the most part. Instead of having like 10-7, you basically have just given this game away thus far. I mean, he's got to be able to kind of like shake off the cobwebs, pick himself back up. This is where we're going to see how Nick Foles responds. He's got 172 yards. He's got some great yardage. We got 2 interceptions. There's no reason why he should be playing like this. This is not the guy that you signed in the offseason. And Blake Bortles 2.0. This is the way he's playing thus far.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a look here at Kyler Murray. 73 overall, 89 throwing power, 82 accuracy. I think Murray's getting it done back there. He has had a couple questionable throws. He's been hit in the backfield. He's been sacked a few times. But it seems like for his first rookie performance here, with Coach T. Hoyt using him, he's having a pretty good game so far. What do you think, Brian?
I really like the way he's been playing. He's only got 65 yards passing thus far, but all but 2 really bad decisions. He's got to learn to slide. If you get the first down or guys are coming, slide. There's no reason to ball back to the defense. Or to the Jags offense, and that's essentially what he's done. But if you're going to do that, do it during the exhibition Hall of Fame game, right? This is the time that he has to learn the offense, get the rhythm down, and I think he's doing a good job thus far.
And our Hall of Fame head coach, D. Soden, what do you got for words of wisdom here going into the second half?
I'd like to see the users utilize the running backs a bit more, especially Leonard Fournette up the middle. He's not a speedy guy, so going to the outside may not be his best forte. And utilize some play-action passing. Both teams have come out and just fired it down the field. I'll tell you what, that Shaughnessy kid, I've had flashbacks of Gronkowski going in the back of my mind when he made those plays. Get him involved in the game, continue utilizing him. But yeah, turnovers are a key in Madden, and both the Cardinals and the Jaguars have had their struggles holding on to that football.
Any words of wisdom for you, Brian, before these guys kick off into the second half?
No, really, Dan just basically hit the nail on the head. Both teams have got really good running backs. Why are you trying to sling the ball all over the field, especially when your defense is playing the way it is? Both sides. There's no reason to do that unless you're just trying to work out the kinks before you go into regular season. But even then, I mean, you really want to establish your running game. You really want to establish that. I think these guys are trying to play checkers and they're trying to quicken this up instead of playing chess and be very patient. Be patient. Let the pass game open up. And this Madden, you're not going to be able to just sling the ball all over the field, especially with these two offenses.
So
you've got to really rely on these running backs.
So the Arizona Cardinals lead at halftime, 21-10 over the Jacksonville Jaguars in a rematch of Super Bowl 93, which we witnessed T. Hoyt pulling out the victory in overtime over Kylo Ren. Currently, T. Hoyt leads 21-10. Kyler Murray in his rookie performance has 65 yards passing, a 71.4 completion percentage. Nick Foles, 58.3. He has both those interceptions, which were killers, but he does have 172 yards passing. I'd like to see Kyler Murray. I'd like to see the Arizona Cardinals kind of slow this game down a bit. They are up by a couple scores, so I'll be very interested to see what the Arizona Cardinals game plan is. But we're going to go ahead and head back down to the field here. Looks like both teams are out of the locker room, and looks like we missed the kickoff. Ball is on the 25-yard line, and they are paused right now. So we're going to go ahead and let them know that they can go ahead and go.
I gotta say, I'm very excited to watch the way these X Factors are playing. I do have a question. Are these guys playing on all Madden?
They are playing on all Madden.
I like the way that the game is playing. I really do feel like, people were complaining about the zone. I feel like both, but obviously these are two really good users, but I feel like both the defenses are playing really good. I mean, the way that these guys are playing right now, I'm very excited. All except the fumbles, but as long as they can patch that, we're good. But yeah, I love the way that this game is playing right now.
Yeah, I was a little worried about it too, especially with two good offensive-minded owners. And Fournette breaks it on the outside here. Huge run to start the second half. Ball up to the 44-yard line. Fournette over 60 yards running.
Something tells me that Kylo Ren had his TV on, watching this broadcast and listening to the Hall of Fame coach Dan Soden talk about establishing the running game of Fournette, because that's exactly what he did. Good call there. Not good call by getting sacked, though.
No, and he goes back to that RPO again, that tight formation quick slant, pulls it down and takes a shot in the face again. Foles under center here, single back formation. The give is to Fournette, and he gets around the edge, and he gets leveled. Absolutely crushed.
This is what's crazy. When they're running the ball, they're doing well. When they're passing the ball, they don't. So why do you keep going to stuff that's not working?
Yeah, let's not forget the Arizona Cardinals have Chandler Jones rushing off the edge there. And, of course, we have that vaunted Jaguar defense. Many ways that they can get to the passers. So, yeah, I'm with you. Run the football. Foles under center here. Single back formation. Receiver in motion. And he fakes it, and he gets sacked again.
Chandler Jones was having none of that. What makes you think that the Cardinals, they've been blitzing almost this entire game, that they're not going to blitz on 3rd and 3? Very poor play calling. I love Kylo Ren, but and this is the time to work out the kinks, but you cannot call a play action when he is blitzing almost every play. You've got to be able to read that.
Yeah, you have to account for Chandler Jones on that one. He is the best pass rushing specialist on the Arizona Cardinals team. You have a 3rd and 3. Have to get a body on him. He came in untouched on that one.
Yeah, and he didn't even go for the running back. So, I mean, obviously that was supposed to be a play action, obviously to the receiver, but he knew exactly what that was. So you've got to be more, you got to be less predictable about your play calling and actually try to utilize the weapons that you have. They've actually got a really good offensive line. Why not just pound the ball up the middle with Fournette?
Murray back to pass here. The Jaguars get a field goal on that drive. Murray steps up and runs the football. Looks like he gets a 3-yard gain on the play. Nobody was open downfield.
This is going to be a scary defense for the Soden Bowl League. They've got great linebackers. They've got speed everywhere. He was able to shut down that crossing route. I love that.
We have a 3rd down and 7 on the field here. Looks like Murray's going to come out in the gun. We have Johnson flanked to the right. Jaguars showing blitz on this play. Murray changing the play. They do blitz. Checks it down to Johnson on the outside. He's got one man to beat. He does. He gets around the edge, and he is off to the races. Knocked out of bounds. Ball up to the 32-yard line.
What a great job by Kyler Murray to see David Johnson's defender being on the other side of the field. That's what happens when you do the zero blitz. You actually risk not being able to line up very well. He was able to see that right away. I love that decision making from him.
And they give to Johnson. He cuts it back to the inside on that play. Johnson up to 52 yards, gain of 6.
Yeah, so again, they've got to establish the run, but I like what they're doing right now. They are, they're using this time in the offseason to try to see what Kyler Murray has and what he has to work on. So great job thus far by this Carolina, the Cardinals offense.
And the give to Logan there, fullback gets a little bit of love. Looks like he gets maybe a gain of 1. We have a 3rd down and 3, about halfway through the 3rd quarter here. Murray in the I formation.
Going blitz again.
Murray back to pass. Plenty of time. And he will throw it. And he throws it into coverage, but Logan comes down with the football on that play. Great concentration for the fullback coming out of the backfield.
If you're Miles Jack, you have to make that play. You got to have a better reaction time. He didn't even jump or move. He just stood there and let the ball go over his head. You've got to make the play on that.
And he makes the play on that one. They send the blitz, hitting Johnson in the backfield, loss of 2.
Yeah, both teams' defense, and we've talked about this, have been very highly aggressive against this offense, and it seems like it normally plays out pretty well. So I don't know if that's going to be what everyone does in Soden Bowl, but it seems to be working for both of these teams right now.
Murray back to pass here, 2nd down and 12, steps up. He's going to run the football. Out to the outside, he turns the corner, does not slide. Takes a shot.
Learn his lesson. Why didn't you slide? But anyway, he was close enough to get out of bounds, but you don't want to get your star quarterback hurt for the upcoming season.
3rd down and 2, ball on the 3-yard line. And the give is to Johnson up the middle, and he fights his way into the end zone for a touchdown, Arizona Cardinals.
What determination by this veteran running back to be able to make that and get past a linebacker. He was able to just maneuver himself into the end zone. Great determination by this by David Johnson.
Arizona up 28-13 here in the Hall of Fame game, sponsored by Allied Plumbing and Heat, a name you can trust in the Colorado Springs area. We are joined with Hall of Famer, recently inducted D. Soden. D. Soden, how you enjoying the game so far, bud?
It's been very entertaining, seeing the Jacksonville Jaguars come out, and I thought, based off of the first half, put up a good drive, get 3 points on the board, but David Johnson's just been too much for him.
And Fournette gets the call on that one, breaks to the outside. He is closing in on a 100-yard game, and he is up to the 40-yard line here. 85 yards running so far, Brian.
I've talked about this before. He has been so successful. Do you realize that he's averaging 9.5 yards a carry? Why are you not going to this guy?
And as you said that, he checks down to a run, and Fournette gets to the outside. And a big gain on the play. Looks like a gain of 15. He has 99 yards running. 1st down, Jaguars up to the 45-yard line.
Again, they're able to run the ball and pound it on this Cardinals defensive line. I love what they're doing, but you got to keep going to it.
Foles gives it to Fournette again up the middle. He takes a shot on the play. He goes over 100 yards, gain of 3.
Right, and now you look at the Cardinals. They are, again, last play they all out blitz. This has been their MO thus far. So maybe here you go with a quick slant or something to get them off balance.
And Foles does that. He is back to throw here all day. He sprints to the outside and throws the ball away. Nobody was open on the play. He did get excellent pass protection, though.
A great play by the Cardinals defense there. He did show blitz, and I think that I think it had everybody fooled. I actually thought it was going to be a blitz too, but great job of disguising that and going into a cover 3 zone, actually basically covering every single route on the play. He had to throw that one away.
And Foles will drop back in the gun here. Arizona blitzes. They pick it up. Wide open down the seam. O'Shaughnessy gets the ball and into the end zone. Touchdown, Jaguars.
If I am playing fantasy football, Shaughnessy is going to be on my team this year. He is this year's George Kittle's.
And the Jaguars get back into the game. 28-20. Cardinals lead here into the third quarter. Cardinals getting the football back.
Yeah, very disappointing. Buda Baker is a very good coverage safety. Very disappointing to watch him let the tight end get that much space between him. When you're Nick Foles, you are you're a wolf with a steak right in front of you, man. You're gonna take it right in front of you, and that's exactly what he did. Very veteran move there. I like that play.
And we have a toss to Johnson on the outside. Gets around the edge, but does not gain anything on the play. I actually thought he was going to get around there and get a couple yards. Only gets 1 on the play.
Yeah, and it looks like the Jaguars have adapted to this running game a bit. They understand that they're going to rely on Johnson going forward, so they've got to kind of change up what they're doing.
Murray back to pass, out of the gun here. Steps up, looks like he's going to take off. He does. And he stumbles for the first down. He doesn't slide again, Alpha, but he does get the first down.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. This guy does not slide again. You're endangering everything. But maybe they're wanting to see what he has, and they're just, T. Hoyt. He's got the balls the size of Texas. He's always got the guts of the biggest gamblers out there. So maybe that's why he's not scared Murray to play his game.
He's not scared. Into the fourth quarter, the Arizona Cardinals lead 28-20 here on the SBN network. I am S. Soden. This is Alpha Heel 7 with me, and we are joined with the newly inducted Hall of Fame head coach, D. Soden 1. D. Soden, you got any advice for the Cardinals here on this drive?
On this drive, just keep feeding the beast, David Johnson. Whether it's in the passing game or running game, just keep giving it to him.
And if you are the Jacksonville Jaguars, do you stick with your game plan on defense? Do you keep heavily blitzing, or do you kind of play your game around anticipating Johnson getting the ball more?
If I was the Jaguars, I'd certainly change up my game because by this time, the Cardinals are going to make their adjustments, so I would try and throw a curveball at them.
Murray back in the gun here. Johnson in the backfield. Jaguars up on the line of scrimmage here. Murray all day to throw. Looks like he's going to step up. He runs the ball again. Great acceleration. He does slide on the play. Ball up to the 48-yard line.
It's about time. It's about time he slides. I can tell you right now, if he didn't slide at that play, that safety was going to light him up and likely make him fumble. So finally, he's getting that down, not to be over aggressive.
And a gain of 1 for Johnson there. That Jaguars defense, they are tough against the run. It looks like Johnson's got about 55 yards running so far in the game. They fake to Johnson. Throws it over the middle. Wide open is Clay. Down the seam, and he will score. Just like that, the Arizona Cardinals go down the field and get the touchdown.
Charles Clay should never be in front of or behind your defense like that. But such a great job by the Cardinals of kind of dinking and dunking and running with the quarterback. That's what the Jaguars were waiting for, and they were able to open up the middle of the field with that cover 2 defense. They were able to get Charles Clay, the slow veteran tight end, over top of that defense. That just shows you how Hoyt is able to adjust his play calling.
And the Arizona Cardinals lead 35-20 with about 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Foles is going to come out in the gun. They're going to have to start throwing the ball a bit here. And Foles throws down the seam to O'Shaughnessy. He gets leveled and cannot hang on to the football.
On that play, Shaughnessy was not going to beat Baker. Baker lit him up. So, yeah, I do like the pass, though. It was a great pass. If you're Shaughnessy, you have to hold on to that.
Foles is going to come out in the gun here. Fournette flanked to his left. Looks like the Cardinals changing the play on defense. Foles is going to drop back to throw. Throws over the middle to Lee, who gets the first down, and he takes a shot as well. First down, Jaguars, ball up to the 39-yard line.
Very good job of Foles eyeing everybody committing to that tight end. That did open up his superstar, well, I guess I shouldn't say superstar wide receiver, but number 1 wide receiver over the middle there.
And they get the pressure up the middle. Reddick with the sack. Loss of 8 on the play. Second down and 18.
Yet another blitz by this Cardinals defense, being able to get to Nick Foles, and it looks like they have been very, very good about that this game.
Hit as he throws, gets the ball out to Cole makes the catch. He is close to a first down. Third down in inches, man. Foles took a shot.
I love that pass, though. He was able to make that pass while knowing he was going to get hit, but didn't lead him. If he led him, his wide receiver is likely going to get shot up on that one.
And he's throwing down the seam, drilled as he throws it. And, oh, man, he took a shot on that one. Is O'Shaughnessy out there again?
Eddie? These Cardinals are very hard-hitting. They have some hard-hitting safeties and linebackers. You have to be careful with that.
He gets drilled on that play. I'm surprised he was able to get up off the field on that one. Foles comes out in the gun. The Cardinals blitz. Gets it over the middle to O'Shaughnessy, who will get the first down. Very good play call.
Very good play call. The Cardinals were waiting for that play, but they were expecting and anticipating Fournette getting that, and they overshot their load on that, and they were able to keep Shaughnessy open.
Foles slings it down to the flag route, and Lee cannot hang on to the ball. Another big hit out there by Baker. Yeah, this Cardinals secondary, man, they are for real.
Yeah, they are hitting them all over the field, and I think what's really hurting the Jaguars, they do not have a truly good, I would say, a good wide receiver that can hold on to the ball. So I think that the Cardinals are being very aggressive because of that.
So we have a second down and 10. Ball on the 40-yard line. Foles back in the gun again. Fournette in the backfield. Foles will throw the football. Back to pass. Rolling out to the right. And he throws the ball away right before he's about to get hit. Foles is 11 of 21. Those two big interceptions here really is the difference in this game.
And I feel like he doesn't trust his offensive line. It looks like he's scrambling for his life every play. You've got to be able to stand in that pocket and trust your offensive lineman a little bit.
Foles back to pass again here out of the gun. Throws the flag route. Lee makes the catch this time. Ball up to the 21-yard line. First down, Jaguars.
Great job of leading him underneath where Patrick Peterson could not get the play on the ball. I really liked the pass by Foles on that play.
Kylo Ren driving the ball here. He's got Foles in the gun. Plenty of time. Throws it out to O'Shaughnessy again. Gets out of bounds. Ball up to the 16-yard line. I do like how Kylo Ren, it seems like nothing really affects him. The game isn't going his way, but he still stays at it, still very competitive.
Kylo is a great user. He's going to win multiple Super Bowls in this cycle. There's nothing that shows me he won't. He's a great player. I think maybe at this point he's just trying to see what works at this point. Let's be honest. We are all learning this game again. I mean, this is a very different game than last year's. So I think we're in learning mode right now.
And he connects on the drag route there for a 13-yard touchdown pass, 35-27. Cardinals get the football. No, it's not over.
There's 2 minutes and 46 seconds left. He's got all 3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. It's time to make a stop and force a punt.
Do you blitz here?
Absolutely. I mean, you've got to let it all out. You really do. If you put them in a second and long situation, it's going to be lights out for the Cardinals.
And we are in the Wildcat. Johnson in the backfield, man in motion. They give it to Edmonds, trying to get around the edge, and he cannot. Big defensive play there for the Jaguars. Loss of 1.
If you watch the way that Kyler Wren usered his safety, he knew exactly where he was going to be. If I was Edmonds, Hoyt, I would have cut that thing up slightly. It looked like he probably could have got about 5 or 6 yards off that, but he was waiting. He was really wanting to go the outside on that play.
Murray back in the gun here, does not take it down to the 2-minute warning. Scrambling out to the right, and he checks it down to Clay, and Clay gets tackled out of bounds. So that will bring up a 3rd down and 3. That was not very good clock management for T. Hoyt on that one. He could have.
But I love the play. I love the play, and I love the pass. He didn't go for one of those slant routes where it was really easy to do that. He went with the guy underneath, and he was able to get a couple yards on that.
Murray back to pass, 3rd down and 3. He's going to chuck the ball deep. One-handed catch. No, he drops.
I'm not sure why you would go against Ramsey on that one. Now, instead of trying to hit it underneath or maybe running with your quarterback, you're punting, and you're giving the Jags every opportunity to come back and win this game.
Yeah, I did not like the clock management on that. They could have taken it down to the 2-minute warning, and then he throws that out route, and he gets tackled out of bounds, which stops the clock.
If this was a regular season game, or if this was a playoff game or something, I would have a lot more I guess, criticism over it. But to be honest with you, we're in a preseason ball game. They're probably wanting to just kind of let the playbooks, see what we can call, see what works, see what doesn't, throw this out, put this in. So I don't mind as much, but if this kind of stuff happens during the season, then we'll have more criticism for them.
Foles thrown down the sideline here. It looks like it was intercepted.
Intercepted.
It was.
Step.
Patrick Peterson gets the toes down. I wonder if we're going to get a challenge on this play. This was close.
Oh, he's not challenging.
We do not. It would be by the booth on this one. It's under 2 minutes.
If he challenges it, he risks losing his timeout.
Well, I don't think he can challenge it because, again, we're under 2 minutes.
Yeah, under 2 minutes, yeah.
Minute 38 here. That is a huge turnover. Arizona with the football. They lead by 8. Kyler Murray coming out in the gun. Looks like the Jaguars is going to bring the pressure. Both middle linebackers up onto the line. Murray shuffle passes it to Johnson. Johnson with a nice gain on the play.
If you are the Jags, you have to align. If you're blitzing like that, you have to base a line. That will put the closest person next to the running back, so you're not worrying about a safety on the other side of the field trying to catch up to him.
Murray's going to come out in the gun again. He will throw this time, throwing the out route, and it's incomplete. Ball knocked out of Kirk's hands on that one. Looked like he was going to come down with it, but nice play by Boye on the outside.
Yeah, this is probably the best the cornerback combo in the league. You cannot test Boye on that. Again, we are talking about a preseason game, so I know the Cardinals probably want to try out some things, but if you are the Cardinals, you have to be able to run the ball and make the Jags waste those timeouts.
And they punt the ball on this one, ball into the end zone, so the Jaguars will take over on the 20-yard line. They have to go 80 yards in a minute 23. Foles back to throw here. Plenty of time. Going down the sideline, and it's intercepted again. Baker with the interception. Steps in front of the receiver. Down the sidelines, and he gets knocked out on the 14-yard line.
Foles is going to these corner routes way too many times, especially against the secondary. You can't do that. I mean, honestly, Foles has been doing pretty decent, but he's been going to those corner routes way too many times.
Looks like Murray takes a knee on that one. The Jaguars do have one timeout, but they're not going to spend it. Down to 40 seconds here. This should close out the Hall of Fame game here as the Arizona Cardinals look like they're going to go ahead and take this thing. Takes a knee. We have a third down. And that should be it. Looks like they're not going to call the timeout here. So T. Hoyt and the Arizona Cardinals will win the first preseason game, the Hall of Fame game, by the score of 35-27. Guys, stay tuned. We have a brief post-game show after this. We're going to go ahead and launch into the post-game show here, so I'll talk to you in a minute, Alpha. And welcome to the SBN post-game show. I am S. Soden. I am joined with the Alpha Heel 7. That was an interesting game, my friend. What do you think?
I loved it. I mean, it lived up to expectations. Neither team really pulled away. I mean, I really think what this was a way for both guys to test out their offense and test out their defense. Maybe try different things that they wanted to see what's going to work, because guess what? We still have some time for you to build that custom playbook. So maybe they're going to test things that they may, I want to take this out. I want to put this in. So maybe they got a little bit more aggressive because of that.
Yeah, it was an interesting game. I think the winner of this game is Madden 20 and EA Sports. I thought the game played excellent. There were multiple times where in last year's game there would have been a lurking linebacker that would have been unrealistic. In this one, I felt like the passes that needed to be completed were completed. I felt that maybe there was a little bit too much hit stick going on. But aside from that, I mean, this game is playing really good. I really enjoy it.
Absolutely. I think I was really worried at the beginning because of the fumbles that they had. I think there was like 3 fumbles in the beginning of the game. But I think in the second half, there wasn't any. Everything kind of went have to run caution to the wind. They ran the ball a little bit. I would have liked to see a little bit more running game from both teams because I felt like that worked. But I do understand that it's preseason. They're probably trying different things. And especially Kyler Murray. I mean, you've got to see what this guy's got. And I was actually really impressed with Kyler Murray. He was able to make some really good decision making during this game. Took 2 fumbles right at the beginning. Gave the ball up, but you know what? Shook off the cobwebs and led his team to a win against a very good team. The Jaguars, make no mistake about it, they are going to be a playoff contender this year, and the Cardinals just beat them. So my hat's off to Hoyt, obviously, for that.
D. Soden, what do you think of that game, man? What do you think of the gameplay from Madden 20 so far?
It looks good. It looks a lot better than it did with the previous season. They just got to get that fumble fixed, and they should be in good shape. Game-wise, I thought it was very interesting how, both teams kind of attacked through the passing game, limit those turnovers, and my God, the sky's the limit for both teams.
Yeah, so those of you watching, we had a lot of viewers on this one. Those of you watching, guys, gals, both, whatever you identify with, to be politically correct. This game, to me, played very good. Settings-wise, this was on all Madden, default sliders, and the only difference you're going to see in Soden Bowl over this from a slider standpoint at this point, we still have the rest of preseason to go, so there could be some changes. But the fumbles traditionally in Soden Bowl are turned down from 50 down to 30. So I'm thinking that's going to help with the fumbles a little bit. Maybe we might not see so many of them. Maybe the hit sticks will kind of diminish a little bit. But I thought the game played well. I thought it was a very entertaining game to broadcast. Obviously, we have 2 superstar owners in T. Hoyt and Kylo Ren, 2 owners that could, maybe one day be a Hall of Famer like D. Soden and J. Cork 87. So to me, it was a fun broadcast. I'm looking forward to more of these. We did have a couple bugs. The halftime show was a little bit bugged, and that was my fault. So we'll go ahead and clean that thing up for you guys. But We do have some other broadcasters, so you're not gonna get tired of hearing my voice and Brian's voice. We do have a Hall of Fame owner. You're blessed. He's going to be calling some games. Kylo Ren's going to call some games. We have Shanks that's going to call some games, and a couple other guys. Jay Wood has expressed some interest in calling some games, so we look forward to rolling out a few different broadcast crews. I think it should be very interesting.
Absolutely. Just like the guys were kind of learning their offense and getting everything cleaned up for the regular season. We were too, right? We got some new graphics, some new pretty shiny graphics and, videos and stuff. We're trying to get it cleaned up too. We will have it cleaned up by season. We are excited. I mean, this was awesome. I mean, it wasn't down to the wire, but it was still a great game. I love watching it, love calling it. Very excited that Dan and Jay both are inducted to the Hall of Fame. Very prestigious, especially with the way that this league has been and how long it's been around. These guys definitely deserve it. They deserve all the accolades that they've received tonight. And I'm excited for the future of Soden Bowl.
Yeah, I'm excited too. A lot of stellar graphics here, a lot of stellar gameplay. Love the community. It's too bad we're only limited to 32 owners for Soden Bowl. I mean, we could probably roll out about 300 owners at this point if the league would let us, but we don't want to water down the content, so you're not going to see any other leagues, other Soden Bowl leagues, warm-up leagues, development leagues, whatever you want to call it. We don't want to water down the content. We want to make SB the best it can like we've done since 2009. And by doing that, we ensure that we put all of our focus on one league and provide the very best owners that we can, the very best 32 that we can put on the field. We do, and we roll like that. So this is our 95th season hosting these leagues. I'm very excited to see who wins the Super Bowl. Who's going to be the front runner for Madden 20? What say you, Soden Bowl? Post that in our chat. Who do you have this year, Brian? Who you got? Who you watching out for?
No, honestly, new Madden, new year. I mean, if we were going off of like accolades from Madden 19, I would say the first year at it. But I mean, you have to look at like Kylo. Hate to say it because both guys are playing tonight, but you got to look at both of those guys. Great users. I'll tell you another person. Do not sleep on Shanks. Okay? I get it. He uses his wife's Twitter, right? Sleep on this guy. He actually did pretty well in the the Bomber League their tournament.
The EA Access tournament. Shout out to the MBL. Great job running that event, guys. If you're listening, outstanding job.
Great job, guys.
Enjoyed the broadcast from MLB Network. Nick, great job. Always an inspiration to us. Good job out there, MBL. Good job with that event, and good job, Shanks. Shanks, like Alpha was saying, Shanks made it pretty far.
He did it pretty far. The problem is we don't know what the first season. Everyone is still getting kind of used to the game again. But again, those are a couple guys. I'll tell you, man. I'm not trying to but man, if this trade goes through and you have J.J. Watt and Aaron Donald on your defensive line, it's going to be very difficult to do anything on that defense. So, I mean, you would be a front runner as well for me.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I thought it was a good deal for both teams. The Houston Texans take home a next year's first-round draft pick. They get a young stud safety. And they get a good pass rushing outside linebacker. So I guess both teams kind of make out in this one. The Rams, myself, we get somebody that isn't a win now. You get a J.J. Watt on your team, one of the best pass rushing defensive ends. You team him up with Aaron Donald, and yeah, it should be fun.
Absolutely.
Well, D. Soden, congratulations. Welcome to the Soden Bowl Hall of Fame. Jay Cork, if you're listening, welcome to the Soden Bowl Hall of Fame. You joined Seahawks, You're Blessed, myself, and Barney in the Hall of Fame. So very small list. You Hall of Fame owners out there, you'll notice you do have some swag next to your name in the Discord chat. all the Hall of Fame owners, you are being recognized throughout this season with a special font, kind of a cool looking Hall of Fame font. So good job, guys. If you're out there, you just joined the league, check out the Soden Bowl history. If you're interested in joining the Soden Bowl, go to sodenbowl.com. Can't miss it. Click on the very first image you see. That will bring open what we are about, and eventually a link to our Discord server. Come chat with us. We do have a pretty lengthy wait list, but we don't necessarily put numbers on names. The most active people in our chat get invited into the league should we have an opening, and that's just the way that we play it, guys. So if you want to get a shot in at Soden Bowl or you want to come hang with us, come hang with us in the Discord server. We don't mind. Looks like Kolitz has some pretty good food there. He's got a food channel in our Discord. I like some of the stuff that he posts in there. But, Brian, you got anything else for him? D. Soden, you have anything else?
I think he fell off the line there, Sean.
Yeah, he probably fell off the line, knowing Brian. All right, guys. Well, I am S. Soden. Brian has already gone to bed. D. Soden, thanks for coming out with us, man. Congratulations on the induction into the Soden Bowl Hall of Fame, buddy. You have yourself a good week. We'll catch you later, man.
All right. Thank you, Sean, and great job in putting in all this work towards the Soden Bowl League. You've done a great job.
All right, later, guys. Thanks, Dan.